Good morning. It is a little after 5 a.m. and it is time to get ready for my first long run of marathon training. I am so excited. I literally did not get that much sleep last night, but I woke up at like 4:30 and was just so excited because it has felt like it has been forever since I've had a long run, since I've had like a training block kind of under my belt and everything. So I just can't wait to get back to it. This was my first full week of marathon training, and I honestly just feel like I am like not like my best self when I'm marathon training, but I do feel like I am like the most energized, except for when like the runs get like very, very long and you just want to rot all day. But like for the most part, I just like feel more productive. I have more energy. I feel like I'm like more on top of it. I think I'm just a lot more structured with my time when I'm marathon training, because timing's kind of of the essence when you start to have really long workouts and runs in the morning. So I've just like felt like I'm back in my groove for the past week or so, getting back into marathon training, and it has felt really, really good. And if this happens to be the first video of mine that you are seeing, hello, my name is Molly. I am so happy you are here. I have an Instagram page where I talk all about running. I have been running for years now, but here on YouTube, I talk about all the things that I love. So of course, that's a lot of running and now marathon training vlogs. I know so many of y'all will be so excited that those are back, but also vlogs of all the other hobbies that I love to do, like reading and needlepoint and Disney and just enjoying life in my 30s in Austin where I live. So if you're interested in those things, definitely subscribe. And I've just been thinking about, I've been in the running content creation space for like 3 years now, and I think especially in the past 6 months where I haven't been running as much, I've just like really been reflecting on what's important to me as a runner and what's important in my content. And of course, one of my main like missions will always be to make people feel included and welcome in the running space, because it is such an inclusive space, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily feel like that online. So that is definitely a passion of mine. But I think recently I've also just been so passionate about showing that you can train for these long distance races while also living your life and loving your life. I think a lot of times it's really easy to let marathon training consume like your every waking move, and rightfully so, because it is such a huge undertaking. It is such a huge goal, and it definitely requires a lot of sacrifices. But I'm just very passionate about exploring a lot of hobbies and still making time for the things that you love while marathon training. I feel like it is possible to do both and to do, just to do all the things that you love. So I hope that throughout this training, I can kind of like share more of how I'm able to manage my time, just the things that I do to fill my cup alongside of marathon training. And yeah, I'm just like really passionate. I feel like right now, especially in this season of my life, my husband and I don't have kids. Like I know this is probably the most like free time I will ever have maybe, and I just really want to like take advantage of the season of life that we are in. And yeah, I'm excited just for this next training series. I know y'all love the running vlogs and I love making them too, so I'm so excited to be bringing them back. But that was a lot of yapping at 5 a.m. in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and start to make breakfast, and then I'm gonna get ready. My long run today is just 6.5 miles. And it's so annoying. I hate that we as runners do that. We're like, just 6.5. Honestly, I haven't gone that far since April, and it is now mid-July. So it's been almost 3 months since I ran that far. Like I said, I've been like, I've been building kind of the past few weeks. I was in Europe for a while, but before that, I was already starting to get back into my running routine and running around like 15 to 20 miles a week. So I have slowly been building. I have been anticipating kicking off this training block right when we got back from Europe. So I'm not going from like 0 to 100, but it has been a minute since I've done a 6-mile run. So I'm excited to see how it goes. Most of the Lululemon that I own is from when I was in college. It has lasted like literally 10 years, but I got this sports bra from their Disney collab. I think it was sometime last year, and it's only my second like Lulu sports bra that I own, but I really love it. I actually don't know the design style, but I feel like it's one of the more like supportive bras that I have. And then I'm just wearing this New Balance short sleeve tee, and then these shorts. I love split shorts. I know they don't work for some people, but I feel like the style actually really works for me and my body type. The only thing is if it's really windy, then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely flashing someone behind me, or if anyone's like driving by. But I'll put the link to my shorts below because they're also like the most affordable, probably just shorts that I own, but specifically split shorts. I have a couple other brands that I have the split shorts from, and these are like literally half the price, and they're a little bit longer than most split shorts. I think that's the only thing, that style is usually a little more short, and I feel like these are perfect, like the perfect length for me to avoid chafing. So that's what I am wearing today, and then I'll show you all the shoes whenever I put them on. I'm aware that the sun really won't be up for most of this run. If I can get out of here on time, the sun will really just be rising as I am getting out there, but you can never be too safe with sunscreen. I feel like the older I get, I am just always putting it on because I do not want to get burned. I've accumulated a handful of brands that make anti-chafing balms throughout the years. It's just, you kind of acquire a lot of different ones, but I really like the Happy Curves. That's what I just used, and I realized it's basically, I don't know if I can get it out, but this is like the end. There's no more. So I need to get more of that, but I'm also like, I have a couple other brands I just need to finish up, but I really like the Happy Curves. I really like Mega Babe too. It smells really good. It is the thickest out of all of the anti-chafing balms that I have, so that's why I really like Happy Curves. I feel like it's kind of an in-between of the Mega Babe and Body Glide. Really, I like all of them. Like, they all work great. And then I have this, this is just deodorant, but it's the same, like, round packaging. But I was gonna say, I have this summery one, and it's pretty good too. Yeah, I've used deodorant before. You can use Vaseline, but I always put anti-chafing balm on between my thighs, and sometimes depending on like the sports bra I'm wearing, I'll put it right here too. It's probably good. I like to bring my hydration vest whenever I'm running. For anything over an hour, I'll bring like a handheld if I'm doing something less, just because it's so hot here in Texas in the summer. So I have my hydration vest. I didn't fill the bladder up all the way because I know I won't need that much water. And then I'm just gonna put my phone in the front. Usually I use my spy belt, and then I have my camera over here, and then I already had some gels in there, so I just pulled them out. I have not worn this vest since the Ultra in February, which is crazy. But I had this Honey Stinger honey, and then these Huma apple and cinnamon. So I'm just gonna keep those in there because you never know when you might get hungry. And then I also love these Salt Stick electrolyte chews. The lemon lime is my favorite. I have a couple other flavors that I haven't tried yet, but I just keep going back to the lemon lime because I love it so much. Okay, I think that's it. I'm ready for my first long run of this marathon training block. I'm gonna drive to the lake and should be getting there right around the time the sun is like fully rising, so it's gonna be a perfect timing. I just parked, and oddly enough, I'm the only car here, which I don't really love, but that's fine. I've seen other runners, like, and obviously it's light. I know other people are out, so I'm just gonna warm up and then we're gonna get to it. I'm so excited. I have several podcasts that I really want to listen to, but I feel like for my first long run back, it only makes sense to listen to Big Booty. Literally like my favorite music to listen to when I run, and I've still been running and have been doing like strength training workouts, but I feel like like listening to it then, but Big Booty just hits different on a long run, so that is probably what we're gonna do. Just hit mile 1. I cleared everything with my PT before starting. I have become friends with my PT, so while I'm not still seeing her, I can send her messages, text her, and honestly we'll probably start seeing her just as I get farther into my training, just for more of like a maintenance, because my plan is to train for this race, and I do have a specific goal for it, which we'll talk about later, but then have it kind of bleed into the 100-mile ultra training. I just hit 3.5 miles, so I only have 3 miles left. It feels so good to be back out here. I've got a mile left, but I might need to break up with my Coros watch, y'all. It has been
honestly, since April, the times have just been off. Like when I ran the Oklahoma City half, my watch time was pretty, not like way off from the chip time, but it was off there. And it just told me I ran a 3:40 mile, which obviously is not true. So I might see if there's a way to like factory reset, or it might be time to get another one. One of my favorite parts about training is just the process of getting in shape and like tangibly experiencing those results along the way. I've got 0.5 miles left and I'm definitely pretty tired, but it's crazy because I know in a few weeks I'll probably be already up to like 10 miles and won't be as tired. I'm so proud of myself. First long run of marathon training in the books. Felt pretty good. I was very hungry at the beginning. I actually ate both of my gels, so I'm glad I have them. I feel like maybe you just need the reminder, if you are hungry, please eat. Like, it's not wrong to take a gel 10 minutes into your run if you need it. You need to eat and nourish your body, especially when you're training for something like this. I do need to do a quick grocery run. Kind of want an energy drink because I didn't get much sleep and I don't have them often. Limit myself to only one a week, but I haven't had one in such a long time. And also want like some eggs, but we've got stuff to make a pretty good smoothie. So I think I'm gonna go ahead, go home, make a smoothie, shower, and then I can run to the grocery store. I just wrote out my to-do list, so I'm adding my washi tape to my planner, which if you have watched my other vlogs, you know that I love my planner and love just making it all cute because why not? It makes things more fun. I will say I have not been as on top of making it all cute since getting back from our trip, so I'm trying to get back into the routine because I was in such a good routine with journaling. But the morning it kind of got away from me. I came back, did my strength training, made the smoothie. Dom ran to the grocery store and got me an energy drink. Like I said, these are like a treat, I feel like. And because they have so much caffeine, I really don't like let myself have them too often. But especially on days where I didn't get a lot of sleep and I've got a lot to do, I feel like this is just exactly what I need. But I've actually got lunch plans, so I'm kind of in a time crunch to get things done this morning before I head out for lunch and catch up with one of my friends. We're going to a spot I haven't been to in, I mean, honestly, probably like 8 years. I moved to Austin like right when I graduated college and then moved back to Dallas when I got a job offer. So I came to Austin for like literally 1 month right after I graduated almost 10 years ago now. And I'm pretty sure I went to that place when I was here for that 1 month. So it's literally been 9 years since I've been there, which is kind of crazy. But I'm going to try and crank out some work just before going and meeting with my friend. And then I know we've still got a lot of catching up to do and details to share in my plan and everything, but need to kind of like dial in, crank out some work, and then we'll catch up later this afternoon. I'm obviously back from lunch and have finished the workday, and I'm just making these very simple Korean beef bowls. We're gonna go to a movie tonight. We still haven't seen Elio, and it has been out for such a long time, and obviously we are huge Disney and Pixar fans, so we're gonna go see that tonight. But I figured I could catch y'all up to speed on what I am doing for the marathon, what marathon I'm running, and kind of just like my approach, what my goals are, how I'm feeling, all that good stuff. This is probably gonna be a little chaotic because sometimes I feel like whenever I'm cooking, it's like there are 1,000 things to do, and sometimes it like moves very fast. So apologies in advance if I seem like I'm a little all over the place, but I am so excited to share. I am doing the Twin Cities Marathon in Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota, which is going to be so cool. I've only been there once before, and it was in high school on like a youth group mission trip, so I feel like it doesn't even really count. So I love doing races in new cities, and it's in the fall. It's the first weekend of October. I hear really the best things about those cities. I feel like they're gonna be like really perfect for a little weekend getaway, and also have heard great things about the race itself. It's kind of funny, when I first started running marathons in college, I also had a blog at the time, and I vividly remember publishing like a bucket list, like a blog post on my bucket list marathons, and the Twin City Marathons list was on it. I don't know if I could find a screenshot of that blog post because I don't still have that blog anymore, but I've known about this marathon for over 10 years now, which is crazy. My friend and I had actually talked about doing it and ended up doing it St. George at the time, but it has been a race that I have been thinking about for so long, and I feel like especially recently, you know, I've been doing some of the majors, and those have been so much fun, but they are a little overwhelming just because there's so many people and the logistics are a little crazy and everything. And so I'm really excited just to be doing a bit smaller of a race, and one that I know is so special to so many people who live there. I actually don't have all the ingredients that we were supposed to have for this. I think I used some of them up earlier this week in a different recipe and didn't realize we needed to save some for this. So kind of just making do with what we have. But it's been over 5 months since the Ultra now. I know I've talked about it a lot. I DNF'd the 100-mile race that I was going for. Where's my salt and pepper? And I've had a couple halves this spring, but really I've just been focusing on healing the injuries that I had and working on strength, and honestly just resting and recovering both physically and mentally. And I'm extremely relieved and just thankful that I am injury free now. I'm not dealing with plantar fasciitis. My Achilles has been better for a bit, but I've graduated from PT, so I am all good to go. And I've actually been slowly building my mileage starting at the beginning of June. I'm gonna shred some of these carrots just for toppings. In an ideal world, I would have read the recipe sooner and realized I needed to pickle them, but that is totally fine. So yeah, now that I am injury free, and ultimately I know I want to run the 100-mile race again in February, and was just trying to figure out, do I want that to be my next race, or do I want to have another thing on the calendar before that race? And I know I touched on this a little bit at the beginning of this video, but I really feel like I am thriving when I am in the routine of training for a race, and was kind of starting to miss the routine that comes with marathon training. I might be in the minority, but I actually really love like waking up for the long runs and getting out there. Yes, it is painful sometimes, but I just love doing the long runs. And yeah, I just really love the consistency that marathon training brings to my schedule. And so I decided I wanted to do one for the fall, and was just thinking through, do I just want to party pace it? And I landed on running for speed, which is something that I legit do not think I have ever done, which is so crazy because of how many marathons that I've done. But y'all know that I'm just like not a huge like time person. I don't care what my pace is. I've never focused on it. And right now it just sounds really fun to actually work to get faster. And I do not quite know what goal I'm going to set yet. I feel like I really don't have enough data to know what a good goal that is both like attainable and challenging is, and I'm not really quite sure how to even determine that. I think I need to talk to some of my friends or like coaches and just more seasoned in training for time. But really the data that I have is that I ran the Oklahoma City half in April, ran a 2:11, which I was super excited about. because I hadn't been training for speed, but I did know I wanted to push it. And so I feel like I'm looking somewhere at like maybe 420, 415 as a good push goal, since I know the 211 would obviously get me closer to like a 430. But since I'm training for speed, I feel like maybe 415. I don't know. If you have any experience, let me know what you think I could push myself to do. I've got 13 weeks to train, which I feel like is a really solid training block. I am honestly equal parts excited and nervous, which I think will be really good for me. I moved on from the marathon distance to ultras and trails specifically because I kind of felt like I'd gotten everything out of the marathon that I wanted to, because speed wasn't really exciting to me at that time. And so I'm very intimidated to think about 13 weeks of really focusing on strength and nutrition and recovery and all the things that it takes to really get faster and improve your time. Like, that sounds so challenging, but also so exciting. And I know it's cheesy, but like, you grow when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And that is exactly what I'm doing. Like, it is not within my comfort zone to try and train for time. Like, that is really nerve-wracking and, again, like, intimidating to think about. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to bring y'all along as well. I know I'm not the only one out there who is working on getting faster, and I also feel like this will really just be the perfect build to just kind of get me right into ultra training, assuming that I am healthy and still really loving training and running that much at the end of this training cycle.
Fantastic Four! Please.
I'm currently filming a reading vlog, so if you're curious what my thoughts on conditions of will are, be sure to subscribe, or obviously if you're interested in like the running content or just all of it, be sure to subscribe. But I will have a reading vlog where I'm kind of sharing my thoughts as I'm reading this. I'm a little over 100 pages in and very intrigued by it, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this vlog. We're just gonna read in bed for a little bit longer before we go to bed, and I just can't thank you enough for being here. I am so excited to be starting this marathon training block and just can't wait to bring y'all along. It's definitely going to be a marathon training block, unlike one I've ever had before, since this is my first time going for a time goal. So I just can't wait to see how it all goes, and I can't wait to bring y'all along for every step of the way. If there is any specific type of content you want to see in these vlogs, whether it's running related or not, definitely leave that in a comment below, because I'm just so excited for all the fun videos that we have coming up. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog.